What's going on, 4th and 5? Josh Throne here with DJ Williams. After a game that I'm assuming that we kind of thought was coming. I don't know. Arkansas fans out there, we tend to have hope. And I think we might have come into this thought like, hey, maybe we're going to see the bright side of next season. But I don't think we did. 48-14, Missouri just kind of drags us all game long. I mean, this was an embarrassing loss for the program, an embarrassing loss for the coaches. And Hunter Yurachek, I think, is going to probably have some question marks after this game because he came out last week or 2 weeks ago saying that, hey, this is the coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks next season, reassuring the team that this is the coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks. But after we see this loss against Missouri in this way, in this fashion, at home, with the fans walking out, a mass exodus of fans, I have to wonder, DJ, what do you think is going through the program's mind, the people that are in the decision-making seats? What do you think's really happening right now?
I guess it's to try to just find the root of the problem. I know people are going to point fingers at Sam Pittman. They're going to point fingers at recruiting. They're going to point fingers at Hunter Yurachek not making a decision about moving on to a next coach. There's so many things, but when it just gets to the root of the problem, I would say from what I see has just been the product of kind of what we've been talking about on our show for a few weeks now, and it's just the environment and landscape of the way college football has changed, and it has allowed players to be very hard to coach. It has created players with a sense of entitlement, and it has created players that at any sign of trying to be told that they're wrong, they just fold and choose to go somewhere else. This is a product of trying to be friends with your players instead of making tough decisions and having tough conversations and telling them to their face something that might hurt their feelings. And so I think that's the root of the problem. I was sitting there in the press box just trying to figure out, why is Missouri playing so well? Why does it look like they're out there and it seems like they're coachable? Why does it seem like they're going 1,000 miles an hour and they're playing like it's their last play each and every play? Why don't they have this sense of entitlement? And I think it has a lot to do with what makes this program so special here at Arkansas. This is the state's professional team. If you're good here, you're a celebrity across the state. It's the only thing that matters here. And I think that sometimes builds egos and gets people's heads. Now, when it comes to coaching, there's now a new aspect of needing to facilitate that, where in the past you could just shut that down and say, get with it or sit on the bench. But now you're, like you said earlier, unfortunately these coaches have to tote this line of trying to keep their own players that have already committed to the program. Before our show, we had a player's family on, and I asked the family, the parents, so many coaches changing in and out. And they said, our son never wavered. Our son wasn't loyal to one specific coach. He was loyal to this program. And that's exactly, I don't care what anyone says, a program needs if you're going to be successful. And what I saw out there from those guys from Missouri, we know Big Al. He's the defensive line coach, and he's been texting us, reaching out to us, saying just wait and see what we do to Arkansas. Yes. And it seems like those players, we just have to figure out how do they get in that mindset and what is keeping our guys from doing it. Because if it were me, Josh, right now, I know they're probably talking about the season. The guys that are coming back next year, I would say, take your pads off, put your shoes on. We're going to the weight room because y'all just got manhandled out there. No, there should be no sense of like, oh, it's all over. I want to see the guys who actually take something like that personal, and it will show up. It showed up on tape. I cannot wait to watch tape. But, yes, I would honestly say if I was like a tight end coach, I say, hey, guys, coming back next year, cancel your plans. We have to go get better. You got thrown around like you didn't belong in an SEC field. Let's go ahead and fix it at least somewhere where we can at least start, and that's trying to improve each and every day.
Well, I think one of the big things that you're going to have to focus on this offseason is retaining the roster, right? Because when you have a season like this in the SEC, there's a lot of guys here that are SEC caliber athletes. I just think that personally they were not coached to the level they need to be coached. Okay, so if that's the situation, well, you know that they're looking at their options around the SEC and other conferences where they can play and they can get some TV time and they can get some film, because everybody that's here at the University of Arkansas at one point before coming here, their goals were to come here so they can make it to the NFL.
Yeah.
So every single one of them is thinking about how can I gather film, how can I play at a level that's going to be attractive to the NFL, and what we've been putting on the field, quite frankly, is just not. I mean, there's certain positions, obviously, that can get attention, but across the board, it's hard. When you're on a winning team and a winning program, you're more attractive in the NFL. And so I think that, number one, going into this offseason, first thing on the agenda is, hey, let me go schedule meetings with my players and let me retain the talent that I currently have. Then secondly, let me figure out how I need to go out and retain and attract the talent that I need, because we've had offensive line problems all season long.
Yeah.
Offensive line is something that needs to be addressed, and we need to go get guys who can block, not that need to be told and taught how to block, but have the dog in them to be able to fight and scrap at the line of scrimmage and demand a win every single play. So you have that aspect of things. Then there's also the aspect of leadership, evaluating the current coaching staff and figuring out what's going on here. Now, Hunter Yurachek just recently came out and said, hey, these are our guys. This is our coaching staff, and he wanted to instill some confidence among the current roster. The current roster, hopefully to not have a mass exodus in the transfer portal. What do you think now, after a 48-14 loss against Missouri? Is there any wavering in the stance amongst the athletic director, or is this just still Sam Pittman's our guy?
No, he's got to stick to his guns. He pulled that trigger, and now he has to just stick with it. If he doesn't, then it's going to look really bad on him. But you said something, Josh, there, and you said these players, we got to worry about trying to retain them because they want to be with programs that are better, programs that are going to give them a better chance of having better film and better tape. And if that's the case and they decide to leave and you have coaches that are begging players to stay, I would personally say by all means go. Because the thing is, Josh, someone at some point has been lying to them and telling them they're probably a little bit better than they are. And I know that sounds harsh. No. I'm just saying, if a player thinks that he can do exactly what he did here at this program, transfer to another place and do the exact same thing and become a better player, you're crazy. And it just, if you don't change what makes you not a great player here and expect that just moving location is going to miraculously make you an All-American, you've lost your mind. So, guys, hopefully y'all are seeing this. If you're on the team and you're thinking leaving is the option, and you don't do it. It literally starts with making a decision each and every day, the small sacrifices to become a better player. If you get on this train of just at the first sign of trouble, first sign of feeling like this ain't fit for me, and you leave, one, that shows a lot about your character. I'm just being honest. And I know me and you don't see eye to eye on this. 50-50. And it's just unfortunate that this is where I'm with you saying coaching can come into this aspect to make them see that, to make them understand you playing here is not why you're not doing well. It's you. And like I said, I just feel like they've been lied to for a very long time, and somebody's made them believe that they are better than they are. Because, Josh, if you just put on the tape, every single player on that team all has room for exponential improvement. It doesn't matter where they are. And it's so easy to see guys that work in the offseason and guys who don't.
So, we're talking about coaching. We're talking about guys leaving. We're talking about maybe what the coaches need to say to the players to get them to stay, to get them to dig in a little deeper and find a level of commitment, grit, in order to play better, in order to become better. At the end of the day, it's a business. And Sam Pittman has not lived up to what the expectation should be in year 4. And so Hunter Yurachek has come out and said he's made the commitment to the team at least and told them that, hey, this is going to be our coach for the next season. And then this game happens. I still have to say there's got to be at least a question mark in the back of his head going, did I make the right decision? Are these players going to believe in what I said to them in the locker room as an athletic director? Are the guys in the transfer portal, are they going to believe in the University of Arkansas? And I'm a guy, I'm going to put this out there for everybody. I'm a guy who loves Sam Pittman. I want Sam Pittman to win. I want the University of Arkansas to win. I've been pro Sam Pittman all season long. it's just 48-14 against Mizzou at home, and it might as well be 41-0 if you really look at it, because they put in their backup defense, and here we are. So all I'm saying to you is the state of the Hogs. You know, we both are Bobby Petrino era guys.
Yeah.
Okay, John Mackey Award winner. Walk on. It doesn't matter. We saw what it takes to win. We saw what the height of Arkansas Razorback football can be. What do you tell the fans? What do we tell people to stay involved with the program?
This is just tough. You know, before I asked about the fans, you know, one, keep things realistic, you know, and I think sometimes all the hype sometimes gets to these guys that, like, hold them accountable, you know. Don't be the ones that make these guys believe that they don't have to work to get what – I mean, it has to be earned. At this point now as a fan base, y'all have now the opportunity to say, hey, we are still ride or die fans, but we want to support you, but you have to earn that support. You know, y'all have just taken advantage over the past couple years, and this is where I think I am on board with Sam Pittman in this thought process. And you said it. We have to find a coach who can figure out a way to motivate these players. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Look at this, Josh.
Right, look at the stadium.
Look at this. Do you see all the things
what more motivation do you need?
Do you see all the things that this program provides? And I would be, if I'm a coach, the last thing that would be on my mind is knowing I have a room full of guys that I have to make sure that they are excited to play this game. Are you kidding me? I mean, it just makes no sense. I don't relate to it. I can't empathize with it because I don't know what it's like. I've never been around it. And we've been surrounded by guys from a different era that if a coach needed to motivate you to play, you weren't on the team. They wouldn't even recruit you. And I said, yes, I get times have changed, and I don't know how to bring that aspect back. It comes from within the team, but I see some leaders out there. There's no doubt about that. I look at Chris Pupal, love the way that he plays, and I can see the passion, and he's out there just pissed at his own teammates, not calling anybody, not doing all that, but he's just pissed because he's like, what are we doing? Like, all these mental mistakes, just take this stuff serious. It's wild to me how some of these guys don't take it serious, but in this era, I get it because they're about to go home after getting their butt whooped, and they're going to look at their bank account, and a lot of those guys have, you know, $80,000. They have $200,000. They're like, okay, yeah, we're fine. It's just, I don't even know what to say no more.
Listen, I want to wrap a little bit of this up with the fact that this is my reality as an Arkansas Razorback fan first. Okay, I stepped into this as a Razorback fan first. I became a walk-on player here at the University of Arkansas under Petrino. DJ was there. He saw the program that was there. He experienced every day that was there from the moment I walked in the door. To be a walk-on at the University of Arkansas under Bobby Petrino is not a clean walk. You have to prove yourself day in and day out. And so for the people out there who think I'm pity-patty, you know, trying to make it easy for the players, that's not the case. I'm understanding where the world is moving from a business perspective. Players getting paid. It being a player-first mentality now, because it has been coaches first and university first. And now we're at this phase where we do have to take into players' personalities, players' emotions, and all the stuff that DJ just said he does not want to pay attention to.
And I hate it, but it's the truth.
And neither do these coaches. But if that's the landscape of today, and you want to win today, then we got to figure out how to play amongst that landscape. That's all I'm saying. And today was not that. What we expected from the Arkansas Razorbacks was not that today. And I have to think that Hunter Yurchek has to have some question marks in his head whether or not he made the right decision. And I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Because the season will tell. I said it in October that Sam Pittman will be our coach next season because I do not think that we have a coach on the sidelines in the stable that we're going to go after to be our next coach, or that would want to come to the University of Arkansas with the competition and the schedule that we have and the money that we have in the bank willing to pay him. So, DJ, thank you for being here.
Yeah. I also tell people, too, we get this last game of the season, much more 4th and 5 to come. Trust me, we got a big plan for the offseason. Going to dig deep into recruiting. And I think the way that we're going to start recovering some of these athletes in the state, potential Razorbacks and top recruits in the state, is going to be something that you've never seen before. So we really do encourage y'all to subscribe to the channel. We actually need that support to make sure that we can execute this plan. I think it'll be special. It'll let players know what they're getting into, and it'll always be real and honest. It's just what we do. So once again, always appreciate the support. It's big time for us. Always appreciate the comments, no matter what they are. All right, no matter what they are, just keep bringing it, and we're always going to keep it real as well.
Thank you, DJ. Hey, you're watching 4th and 5, and stay tuned for more this offseason.